fits the it fits the window better there and there now. Got a slight gap down there, but I'm going to lift the roof back up to get the profile back right and pull it in, joins up again. Oh dear. So I think the next job is to just piece it back together, glass it back up, get it strong again, and then we'll work out where we're going to tug these sides, because I think because that's lent out a bit, that's pulled that in, that needs to go in a little bit. All kind of needs reshaping, but it's not a bad start, I don't think. So I've put it on the car, we've got the profile about right, and you can just make out, yeah, the pencil line here is the profile of the window or the screen aperture. So I'm going to trim that off, pop it back on the car, and make sure we're right there. So we've got this far. That's a pretty good fit. I'm happy with that. We need to, I'll probably section this up here, bring it to a point, fold that back out around there, to bring that in, obviously fill that gap, obviously ditto the other side. I was going to cut this off, but I think I'm going to leave it on. We'll cut the rear brake light out of it, section that as well to get it where we need it. Then that can drop down onto the rear panel. So we'll get that in line with the rear panel. Then I'll just make the rear window fit that. The roof line's not too bad, needs a bit of tweaking, but considering it's not meant to be on a Mark 4, I don't think we're doing too bad. Well, we'll see. So I kind of forgot to turn the camera on. I've joined through that back in the mould. Joined them two together, so that's given us the roof profile back. I'm now thinking of making the roof come down to this point here, fill in that area, then that will give us an easier screen to make for the back. And I just feel this side needs to be a bit more blocky. I've sectioned that off. That needs to go a little bit further forward, just to make that fit the door window. So I'm just trying to get my head around how we're going to block this corner in now. I'm feeling expanding foam coming on. Yeah, so I wasn't happy with this bit. It just looked too square. This bit wasn't working. So I've glued that back together, trimmed that, cut that off just so I can get that tucked in where I want it. Put a piece of rubber hose under there to give me space between the roll cage and the roof. I think now I'm happy with that. I'll replicate it on the other side. I think I'm going to wax all of this and get a a mould off the bottom of that. I think that could possibly change in a minute. I needed to visualise it really, I couldn't get my head round where I was going. So a bit of gaffer tape, happy days. I think I'm going to build the back to that, alter that angle down and put a window off that to there, which you probably can't see, but believe me, that will. Right. Let's get modelling that. So what I've done here is I've taped the join, because it isn't going to be beautiful, it's going to get bodyworks on the outside anyway, so I've taped the join outside, the gap, and I've then run sellotape down the inside of that, so that will stop it, all this sticking, because it's only to get my surface, it's not for anything posh. We'll get it excuse me, we'll get the outside sorted, and then we'll bodywork the outside to make it pretty, and then that'll do it. So I put some peel ply on this repair that we made earlier. It just gives us a nicer, smoother finish, because I'm not sure how we're going to do the inside structure yet. So put that on there, it stops any of the sharp bits popping out. This side over here, it already started going off. But, hey, the thought was there, weren't it? So I'm just going to sand these fluffy edges off, take the tape off to the side, and pop it back on the car and see where we need to go from there. Oh, this could be like a YouTube unboxing, only different. It's got a bit of an air void in there, which I'm not bothered about. Sellotape trick worked. bit of a void, not fussed, we're going to fill this, smooth it off anyway. So we just need to cut this down the same angle and round the corner, make all that look pretty. Fill in this. We're back on the car then and start working out where we're going to put those back. B-post. So last night before I left, I was trying to work out how I was going to get this area formed here. Excuse me. So I come up with theories of putting bars down and then fleecing over it and resin it, and just couldn't get my head around where we're going with that, so just fill both sides with expanding foam and we'll shape it from there. Yeah, good luck everyone. So that's the shape I'm going for. It's a bit hard to see with this light. Roof's back off. Battery went flat. So we've got some 40 on top of that. Just give that foam a bit of structure. We just need to keep building that up now. With a low point here, but there's always going to have low spots. This side we've not touched yet. The theory is I'm going to try and get a template from the centre line of that and centre line on the boot, then make a template for this, flip it over, replicate it for that side. So we'll get this, I think we'll just concentrate on getting that side done for now. I'm going to cut through here, fold that down and make this the new window line, which will, oh, follow my hand, which will come like that, and I'll just tuck some offcuts of fiberglass in there to give me the return for the window. And also I'm just waxing this panel up on the back here. I'm going to fiberglass over the top of this so the panel comes across and then kicks up to get the window the right angle just there. I think that's the right plan. I've gone and done it again. I stood here, what time is it now? I was here at 5:30 this morning. I stood, had my coffee, had some thinking biscuits, and then suddenly thought, oh, I know, this will work. So I decided to I've put this edge here, which is the same degrees as the rear window ledge, which is this piece here. So the rear window will come down. So I've got that in, then taped it, and I forgot to film it. So here it is now. So my theory now is to just give this a quick wax, just so it pulls off easy. I shan't bother buffing it. Wax it, gel coat it, give it some thickness with some matte. That will give me a base for the. So when the roof's all made together, this will land on here. When we drop the heart up on it, it will land on here. It will go over the top of the high level brake light, and hopefully it should look quite neat. So that's what we'll do now. Get that gel coated up. I've gone and done it again. Forgot to put the camera on. So we've gel coated this, and then I've just laid it up. I put some of this peel ply on top to give us that smoother finish. Because this will have to be our top edge that's seen. So I might just need to body work that a little bit just to get that right. And while that was going off, I've done a bit more on this. Put the, let's do it from that side. The little rail on here to hold the window. So once I've got this set this side, we'll make some templates and do that side. So I didn't happen quite so long. We'll be alright. I'm quite pleased with the way that's going. So that bottom rail will then come up and join that, then that'll give us a complete window aperture. My hand just did all that. You couldn't see it. Okay, right, done. Early start. So I took this panel off. This one we made yesterday. You don't know it was yesterday, but it was yesterday. Took this panel off, trimmed it, sanded it. I've just bonded it with P40 into this corner. So now this is attached to this. Still need to do a bit of work over here, but I didn't want to do that until that's set, so I can get templates off that to make this side. Because obviously this is still, yeah, not even touched. But this is bonded now, so I've got that fixed on there and on there. We'll get some more expanding foam in that corner. But I just wanted to get this side all set. This is not sitting there because I think it's pivoting on here. I need to shave the back of that. But I'm quite pleased with how this is coming out. Considering it's not even meant to be on this car, I'm doing alright.